Hello everybody and welcome in to the Innisfil Rec Complex here tonight in Barrie, Ontario. No problem. As the Caledon Coyotes take on the Barrie Sharks in U18 AA action. The Sharks coming in 2-3 on the season, in 7th place in the division. The Coyotes 2-2 with on the year, currently in 6th place. The Coyotes are coming off a 2-1 loss to North Bay last weekend, and the Sharks are coming off a home-and-home with the Central York Panthers, where they took game 1 3-1 on Saturday and then lost game 2 3-1 on Sunday. Just about 2.5 minutes left here in warm-ups before we get underway. First of 2 games over the next couple days for the Sharks. They will host North York on Tuesday against the Storm at East Bayfield, and then the next game is until November 29th as they take on the Markham-Stouffville Stars at 1:30 p.m. for that one. Earlier this week, the Sharks made some announcements as to their leadership. The alternate captains will be Charlotte Coots, Victoria Scorgiello, Abby Boos, and Presley Pinfold. And the captain for the Sharks will be number 28, Libby Montgomery. So congratulations to all those girls on being named to the leadership group for this Sharks team, as they look to pick up a win today, make themselves 3-3 and move ahead of the Caledon Coyotes in the standings. We have just about a minute here left in warm-ups, and then we will get underway. For my camera person, Kingsley McPherson, my name is Josh McCann. Thanks everyone for joining us here on a Saturday evening at the Innisfil Rec Complex. In net for the Sharks today, number 30, Laura Shepard. As we get ready to get underway, Charlotte Coots taking the draw for the Sharks. Here we go, U18 AA action between the Sharks and Coyotes underway as Coots is able to win the draw. Stewart skating back to grab it in her own end. Charlotte Stewart flipping it through the middle. That's intercepted by Coyotes forward. She'll play it down behind the net. Caledon trying to put it out front. That deflects off her stick and out of the zone. Coyotes regroup. That's played off the boards ahead. Coots putting on some pressure. Taken down there was Montgomery, and now Charlotte Coots will come through the middle. She'll chip it into the Caledon end. Puck goes down behind the net. Played around the boards and up the wing. I Couldn't find a Caledon roster online, so just finding the names as the game goes on and seeing them out on the ice. Sharks come back into the zone. Ali Homick up the wing. Puck goes down the corner, gets past her. Caledon putting on some pressure. Battle for it against the boards now. Coyotes able to knock it free. It's played around the boards, past the Caledon player, up to Abby Booth. Booth back to the point, Polarin. Polarin slides it across. Stepping up, takes the shot. That's blocked. Puck was loose, Coyotes on it, and they're able to clear. It's Danny Jackson with the shot. Puck goes down the other way for an icing with 13:48 to go. An offensive zone draw here for the Sharks. Copeland, Shoebridge, and Walker, the forwards out there. Coyotes player gets kicked out. And Copeland able to win the draw. Walker coming up to the point, slides across here. Stewart, a shot deflected over top. Up goes to the corner. Scorgiello steps up, playing it down to the corner. Caledon intercepts, gets it back. Coyotes play it forward into the zone they come. Here's a shot stopped by Shepard. Up the wing, another chance. That's deflected over top of the net. Puck down in the corner. Sharks able to get it back. Scorgiello playing it across. Stewart trying to get there. She pushes it ahead and the puck comes out. Walker now through the middle into the zone. Gets through two defenders, takes a shot. That was blocked. And back the other way come the Coyotes. That's sent into the zone. Shepard leaves it for Boots. Slides that pass across Montgomery. Tipped ahead, and here goes Coots. Charlotte Coots into the zone, trying to get it across for Norris. That was deflected on net and stopped by the Caledon netminder. Coots on the draw. Loses it to the Caledon center. Puck goes around the boards. It's like Connor getting there for Caledon. That's intercepted. Coots tried to play it off the boards, broken up. Conley taking it back the other way. That's intercepted at the blue line on her clear attempt. Norris back to Booth. She'll play it off the boards down to the corner. Grabbed by the Coyotes up the wing. Booth trying to keep it in. But out back the other way come the Coyotes. Caledon into the zone. Montgomery putting pressure on Conley. Battle for it. And puck's knocked free to the Sharks. Charlotte Coots skating up the wing, trying to catch up to the Coyotes with the puck here. Coots nearly able to get there. Now Homick comes in to provide assistance. Out back the other way come the Caledon. The wing, they're making changes, so they'll just shoot that one in down behind the net for Scorgiello. She's been very busy this season, along with U18 action. She's been a call-up multiple times for the junior Sharks, playing in 7 games with them, having 3 assists. Stumbling there was Jackson in the corner. Puck knocked out to the middle and tipped back to the point. Boysak plays it down and around. Grab there by Pimful, played behind the net. Coyotes play out front. Here's an opportunity. That's broken up by the Sharks. Back the other way comes Homick. Homick up the wing, fires a shot, stopped there. And a whistle. Nice opportunity for Ali Homick. Addie Copeland in to take the draw. She'll win it. Walker tried to knock it free. Now puck goes to the corner, grabbed by the Coyotes. That's flipped out of the zone, grabbed by Montgomery. Passed across to Stewart, sent to the middle for Copeland. That's tipped into the zone. Caledon able to get it back. That's played up the wing. Kept in by Montgomery. It's broken up. Puck comes out of the zone. A collision there. Puck will come back to the Sharks' defense. Montgomery off the boards. Puck played down the ice, and that will be icing. Just under 11 minutes to go here in the opening period. Still looking for our first goal of the game. Face off won by Caledon. Puck on the point. Here's a shot deflected, and Shepard was able to make the save. Puck down the corner. Charlotte Coots putting on pressure. Knocked free by Jackson. Jackson across for Boos. Played ahead for Norris. No, she'll reverse back and give it to her D partner in Jackson. Backhanded ahead by Dahlia Coots, but that one's broken up. Boos up the middle. Charlotte Coots. Take a skate with it, trying to backhand it across. That was broken up. Jackson off the boards into the Caledon net. It's grabbed by Connor, and then collides with Coots into the zone. Comes Caledon. Andrioli over skated it at first. Now the puck goes down to the corner. Grabbed by Dahlia Coots. Coots able to backhand it ahead. Here's Norris. Waiting, still with possession. Couple Caledon players trying to get at her. That's broken up back the other way. Coyotes send it into the zone. Scorgiello trying to get there. And grabbed now by Polarin. Polarin's pass, hit a Caledon player. Puck comes up the wing. Homick coming out of the zone. And now she's got the puck. Homick coming into the zone with pinfold. Allie Homick now gonna ride the point. Make a move around the Caledon player, gets to Scorgiello, her shot blocked off. Puck is loose, Coyotes on it, and they'll flip it out down the ice. Racing waved off. Shepard leaves it for Stewart. Stewart gonna come through the middle, try to chip it into the zone. Battle for it, and Sharks were offside. Actually, there was a penalty on that one, and it's gonna be for a cross check, and it looks like it's going against Caledon. So an early Sharks power play here as they look to get on the board. Copeland on the draw, she wins it. Walker back to the point for Montgomery. Montgomery steps up, back to the point again. Boos to Copeland. Copeland has some space, back to the point. Boos through the middle, takes a shot, that's deflected high and over top. Copeland off the boards, gonna send it around. Back on the point, Montgomery, cross for Boos. Boos to Copeland. Copeland goes back to the point now, Boos. Cross to Montgomery, has some space, takes the shot, scores! A power play goal gets the Sharks on the board. And leading the charge, doesn't look like anyone really knows who scored. But I think it's the captain, Libby Montgomery, making it 1-0. So a good start for the Sharks, taking advantage of that power play. Didn't let Caledon clear the puck once. Norris sends it into the zone. Dahlia Coots chasing after alongside Charlotte Coots. Puck flipped out of the zone. Montgomery back to Boos. It's knocked down. Norris gets to it. Gets around the Caledon defender. Now Charlotte Coots sending it into the zone. Puck goes down behind the net. Around the boards. Coyotes play it off the boards. Jackson across to Scorgiello. The wing sent in. Chasing is Norris. Getting their first were the Coyotes. They'll send it out back the other way. That into the zone. And send in deep as they look for a change. Jackson is there. She'll play it ahead. Pinfold trying to pass the cross. That was broken up initially, but went right to Scorgiello on the deflection. Scorgiello able to battle past one. Pressured from behind. Battle forward, tipped around. Scorgiello coming through the middle, fighting off the defenders. Puck knocked off her stick, goes to the corner. Holman knocks it free, trying to put it out front. That's broken up. Caledon will take it back the other way. Conley broken up. And blue line by Polarin. That's hit up in the air and sent out the other way. Boyzak, a collision with Stewart. Puck knocked down, and the Coyotes captain has it again. She'll play it forward to Connor. Knocked down by Homick. Vaca was still able to get it into the zone. Sharks will come back the other way. Across the zone. the ice to Stewart. Puck got knocked down. She takes a shot. That's blocked. Up the wing, sent back down. Puck knocked down. The Sharks have it again. Walker going to come in the zone. 1-on-2 as a couple Sharks catching up. She gets taken down. No call on the play. Puck knocked free. Walker to Copeland. She'll take a shot. That's blocked. Puck goes back to the point. Boost sends it across. Montgomery. She's already got one. Gives it to Copeland. Back to the point. Bruce has space. Takes the shot. Save there. Rebound Copeland. Back to the point. Montgomery rides the line. Gives it to Copeland again. She'll play it down to the corner. Ella Shoebridge is there. The pass didn't get around, but Copeland catches up to it. Plays it to Walker. Shea Walker going back to the point for Boost. Sharks playing it around well. Boost down to the open corner. Grabbed by Hosiak. Panther defender's been on the ice for a while. Boost just not able to catch up to in time. That'll allow a couple of Coyotes to get off. Back into the zone. Here comes Delia Coots, a shot that's sent over top. Coyotes trying to slap it out the other way. That's broken up. Puck goes up in the air. Charlotte Coots trying to knock it down. That's broken up. Kept in the zone by Scorgiello. Sharks are offside. They're going to have to come out and regroup. There goes Caledon. Played ahead, knocked out of the zone. Scorgiello across. And right back in come the Sharks. Delia Coots gets around the defender. Puts it out front for Charlotte Coots. Her shot blocked off. Puck knocked back to the point. Scorgiello. Tipped down to the corner. Coots takes a tumble. Charlotte Coots back to Norris, a one-timer. That's deflected over top. Sent in now on net by Jackson, and that's covered by Caledon. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the first period. Sharks with a power play goal thanks to Libby Montgomery to open the scoring. Here's Holmick, a one-timer, sent wide. Rebound out front. Broken up by Connor. Caledon will flip it out the other way. Scorgiello will get there. She'll play it forward. Potential icing, and it will be. Pinfold had it go past her. Off the draw, puck knocked free to Pinfold. Pass goes across. Here's Ali Holmick. Holmick with some space. She'll come into the zone, looking for someone to pass. Never mind, she sneaks to the defender. Holmick to the net. That's broken up. Great move, though, by Ali Holmick. She looked to make it 2-0. Connor trying to play it ahead, but just offside are the Coyotes. 4 minutes to go here in the first period. Conley and Copeland on the draw. One by Conley. Sent into the zone by Caledon and went on net. Off the end boards, Shepard was able to get it to safety. Behind the net, Stewart gives it to Copeland. Puck's played ahead, Walker. To Shoebridge, gets it around the defender. Shoebridge trying to get free of her, but broken up by the Caledon defenders. Back the other way comes Hosiak. Hosiak comes to the middle, played across for Connor. That's broken up. Sent ahead by Bruce. Puck goes down the ice. Kosh Ritchie plays it around. Out of the zone. Sharks would have been offside had they gone in there, but they don't. Walker backhands it in deep. Grabbed by Hosiak. Around the boards, up the wing. Jackson tried to keep it in, but couldn't. Norris will drop it back for Boost. Boost will play it ahead. Kosh Ritchie knocked down. Batted forward by Copeland. Maybe an opportunity here for the Sharks. Copeland up the wing. Drops it back for Norris, but just off her skate. And that opportunity is negated. Back the other way go the Coyotes. The wing into the zone they come. It's knocked down by the Sharks. Back the other way, Delia Coots. Knocked down by Caledon. Back the other way, Scorgiello. Spins back, and it comes through the middle. That was nearly intercepted. Sharks still have it. Norris across for Charlotte Coots. Into the zone. Coots, Norris takes the shot, save. Rebounds loose. One-timer. Broken up and tipped up above the net. Hurley's pass across. Hits off the boards right to Stewart. Played ahead. Delia Coots. Waits on the point, sends the cross, wide open, Scorgiello with a slap shot. That's stopped by the Caledon netminder. Norris behind the net. Tipped around up the wing, Scorgiello shot deflected by Coots and stopped. It's flipped ahead, knocked down. Dennis with it now for the Coyotes. Playing it ahead, looking for Brooks. She'll tip it down the ice to negate icing. Holmick gets there first for the Sharks. Less than 2 minutes to go. Holmick on ice feed, that's broken up and flipped down the ice. Shepard gonna leave it for Scorgiello. The board's knocked down. That's backhanded down to the corner. Scorgiello tipped out of the zone. Barker sends it right back in. Grabbed by Stewart, deflected ahead. Puck goes down the ice, and icing is called. Just under a minute and a half to go here in the first period. Off the draw. Bruce plays the head, tipped out of the zone by Schubert. Schubert's going to catch up there. She's going to be the first one to it. Schubert in, shot, stopped by the Caledon netminder. Walker trying to get there. Coyotes trying to take it out, but it's broken up. Here goes Walker, has some space, takes a shot, stopped again. Seems like most of the opportunities have come here in the Caledon and the Sharks. Plenty of opportunities here in the first period. They've been rewarded with a goal, up 1-0. Copeland on the draw. Balfour, Booth able to kick it free. Be Booth behind the net. Knocked off her stick, back the other way goes Conley. Trying to play it across to Connor, that's broken up. Montgomery spins back, plays it forward. Walker tipped ahead for Copeland, into the zone. Copeland looking for Montgomery, that's broken up. Connor looking to go back the other way. That's intercepted by Booth. Tipped ahead now. Caledon player stumbled there. Wasn't able to catch up to it. It's grabbed by Montgomery. Coyotes get it back. Trying to put it up front. That's broken up. 30 seconds to go here in the first period. Caledon looking to get an equalizer here. Conley to Connor. That missed just wide. Stepping up is Hosiak. Her shot blocked. That goes down to the corner. Montgomery gets it ahead, sent out of the zone by the Sharks. Puck goes down the ice, won't be enough for icing. That leaves us 10 seconds here in the first. Coyotes trying to quickly play it ahead, but that's going to be icing with 2 seconds to go. Caledon getting aggressive there, trying to get one final opportunity inadvertently. Giving the Sharks one final opportunity here. 2 seconds to go, tie up off the draw. Brooks will just play it to safety, and that will do it for the opening period. So 1-0, your score after one for the Sharks. Libby Montgomery with the goal. Battle between the 6th place Coyotes, the 7th place Sharks. They're tied in points, just a virtue of Caledon having a better winning percentage because of one last game. So if the Sharks win here tonight, they'll move ahead of them. Ready to get the second period underway here. Charlotte Coots on the draw for the Sharks again, and she'll win it. Just like our opening face-off. Puck sent ahead by Dahlia Coots. That got deflected. There won't be icing. Puck slapped around the boards. Battle for it. Back to the point. Stewart. Flip down to the corner. Grab by Caledon. Norris pins her to the boards. Sent back to the point by Charlotte Coots. Scores yellow shot. Deflected by Caledon's stick. And stopped by the Coyotes netminder. .31 to go. Off the draw, that's knocked free, tipped ahead. Grabbed by Stewart. Flipped forward down the ice, grabbed by the Coyotes. Knocked down by the Sharks, scores yellow, looking for a shot, that was broken up. Puck goes back to the point, but knocked off the stick of Pinfold. Back the other way, that's flipped ahead by Caledon. Stewart able to knock it down. Grabbed by the Sharks. Now forward against the boards. Puck knocked free. Polarin plays the head, broken up. Battle for it. Caledon has to play it down behind the net. Trying to even the scoring here. 1-0 for the Sharks right now. Polarin knocks that puck down. Coyotes able to get it back. Played back behind the net again. Right up the boards. Homick gets it. And she'll look to go back the other way. Homick knocks it past Hurley, now battling with another Caledon player, and Hurley's able to grab it. Long ice feed, here comes Caledon into the zone, but it's in the official skates. Back the other way, here come the Sharks, maybe an opportunity. Boost with Copeland. Boost up the wing, trying to pass it across, and that's broken up. Caledon flips it ahead, puck goes down the ice. Not enough on it for icing. Here's Montgomery. Andrioli paddling her into the boards. Boost plays it back around for Montgomery. Played ahead, Shea Walker. Walker looking for Copeland, that's broken up. And knocked back to Caledon possession. Kosh Ritchie plays the cross and put ahead, kicked around to Connor, broken up and sent back. Here comes Caledon into the zone, getting around Schubert. Here's a shot that goes wide of the net. Puck sent forward by Montgomery and goes down the length of the ice. Sharks going to make changes as Caledon grabs the puck. Goes up the boards, kept in the zone by Dahlia Coots. Out for it, Conley. Knocks it back, and that's sent ahead. Puck goes down the length of the ice. Shepard coming out of her net. Decides to leave it for Jackson. She backhands it around. Coyotes keep it in, that's broken up. Down behind the net. It's around the boards, kept in by Coots. Scores yellow. Flips it ahead for Norris. Sharks looking to get it out. Caledon just barely can't keep it in. They'll send it right back in. That allows the Sharks to send it out the other way. Ball for it, puck flipped ahead. Knocked down, intercepted by Norris. Here come the Sharks. Norris with a shot, stopped there. Rebound loose for Caledon. Spinning free there. And out of the zone. Jackson going to send it right back in. Put down behind the net. Left by the Coyotes. Played forward. Sent out by Caledon. Grabbed by Stewart. They'll go back into the Shark end and they'll take the puck. Here goes Montgomery up the wing. Has some space. Montgomery coming into the zone. Coming around, trying to put it up front for Homick. That got just past her stick. Back the other way comes Caledon. Played off the boards. Collision there between Barker and Stewart. Now Homick has the puck coming in. That's broken up. Caledon able to get it back. So played around the boards. That's flipped ahead. Knocked down, sent into the zone. Turned over, Barker puts it out front. Here's a chance, stopped by Shepard. Big save there, back the other way. Homick with it, played forward to Pinfold. Wesley Pinfold into the zone, takes the shot, stopped there. Rebound Caledon. come out back the other way. Pushed into the boards. Down behind the net. Free, Copeland backhands it back. Put out front, nearly an opportunity there for Caledon. Gosh, Ritchie plays it across, flipped right back in. Sharks will grab it. Here's Jackson. Cross for Boos. It's played forward, knocked out of the zone. Hurley's there. Forward, Boos tried to chip it ahead. That's broken up. Sent into the zone by Caledon. Down behind the net, Jackson fanned on it. Battle for it, Shoebridge. Copeland. Puck played across. Here's Connor stepping up through the middle. Connor, a backhander, that goes wide. Here's Connor now going to come to the middle, backhand to the net, that's broken up. Connor now puts it out front. Opportunity for Caledon, pass across, and a nice break up there by Jackson. Coyotes ramping up the pressure here. Didn't see this much in the first period, but they've been a bit better in the second. Puck goes down the length of the ice slowly but surely, and at the line, it doesn't make it over, so that won't be icing. Long ice feed into the zone come the Coyotes. Here's a shot sent wide of the net. Puck comes around. Here's Delia Coots. Nice pass across. Here comes Norris into the zone. Norris trying to go back across. Deflected around, and Caledon on it. Back the other way, sent ahead by Gillian. Down behind the net, Shepard leaves it. Gillian trying to put it out front, it's on the net. Knocked off by Charlotte Coots, grabbed by Charlotte Stewart. So play it ahead, that's tipped forward. Grabbed by the Coyotes, and in comes Caledon again, up the wing. Pressure from behind by Charlotte Coots. Here's a shot from a sharp angle, stopped by Shepard. And the Sharks have the rebound. Back the other way, Scorgiello. Sending it across, Delia Coots up the wing. Coots into the zone. Drops it back, Montgomery, that was offside. 7:56 to go here in the second period. The draw, puck goes back. Shepard leaves it. Libby Montgomery nearly knocked off her stick, but Sharks keep it right there. Scorgiello looking for pinfall, that got past her. But right down the ice, it's Ali Homick. Homick tried to make a move around the Caledon defender, but that was broken up. Now turned over. Polarin. Cross, here's pinfall up the wing, takes the shot, save, puck's loose up in the air. Sharks try to jam away at it, and it comes free to Caledon, and they're able to clear it back down the ice for an icing. .26 to go in the second period. Here's a shot that goes just wide. Goes up to the point, Montgomery. Takes the shot, stopped again. Rebound sent back to the point, Booths on the wing, takes the shot, that's knocked down. Caledon has it, plays it off the boards and out back the other way. Here go the Coyotes. Up the wing, here comes Caledon, maybe a 2-on-1 here, pass across, that's broken up. Caledon with it. It's knocked down, puck comes around the boards. Out to the point, here's a one-timer sent wide of the net. Stepping up, here's a shot, that's blocked up, comes up in the air. Connor trying to knock it down, and Pinfold's got it. Played ahead, Homick chasing after it. Knocks the player off her stick. And grabbed again by Caledon. Puck slapped around the boards. Sent down the length of the ice again for another icing. 6:20 to go. Copeland able to win the draw. Sharks trying to go to work. That shot goes wide. Comes around, knocked back to the point. Scorgiello gets there, collision with the Caledon player. And the puck knocked out the zone. The Coyotes going to be first to it. It's a breakaway opportunity into the zone. Here's the shot, stopped by Shepard. Nice save there. Puck deflected out of the zone. Caledon forward. First one going back the other way. And Shepard up to the task with a big save there. Draw one by the Coyotes. Here's a shot, stopped by Shepard again. So we'll do the face-off right over. Off the draw, knocked free to Stewart. Balfour back behind the boards. Couple players go down. Stewart to Coots. Here's Coots. It came out in front. Shepard's got to gather it. Close call there for the Sharks off a bouncing puck. So another offensive zone draw for Caledon. Just under 6 minutes to go in the second period. Puck knocked free to the Sharks, and it's Presley Pinfold leading the charge out the other way. Pinfold up the way, takes the shot, stopped. Rebound goes to the corner. Homick spins back behind the net. Pinfold showing a player into the boards. Puck knocked free. Back the other way. Caledon sends it across. Backhanded ahead past Stewart. Grabbed by Montgomery. She's sent into the boards. Polarin there to help out. Plays the head for Pinfold. Puck flip back down the other way. Down the length of the ice, but not enough for icing. Second time, the puck's kind of just died right before the red icing line. Sharks have it now in the zone. Here's Walker, takes the shot, stop there. Rebound loose for Copeland. She backhands it across, right onto the stick of there, and that's stopped. Puck goes out in front again, and stopped there. That was Danny Jackson in the corner. It was hard to see her number from here, but a great opportunity there at the Caledon netminder. Another big save. Copeland on the draw. So win it back to the point. Jackson. Cross for Boost. That's tipped out of the zone. Boost will grab it. Waits, plays the cross. Backhanded ahead. Copeland tried to tip it forward. That's broken up, and here's Boost. Played ahead to Schubert. Knocked out of the zone. Boost gets it back. And it's grabbed by Jackson. Danny Jackson in her own end, played forward to Copeland. Copeland will drop it back. Jackson across. Here's Schubert up the wing. Schubert takes the shot, stop there. Rebound goes to the corner. Sharks trying to add on here to their 1-goal lead. We had 1 goal about halfway through the first period, but nothing since. Puck comes to the middle. Schubert's trying to knock it down. It's Stewart grabbing it on the point. She'll play it off the boards to the corner. Sharks want to make changes, and they will, as Caledon gathers the puck. Charlotte Coots through the middle. Right back into the zone. Coots trying to come around the defender. She'll float it out front. Knocked down. Here's a chance at a big save on Dahlia Coots there by the Caledon netminder. Coyotes are going to go back the other way. Let's flip forward. Sent out of the zone. Norris. Cross. And here's Scorgiello. Victoria Scorgiello up the wing. Spinning around the defender. Nice move there. Takes the shot, and that goes over top. Norris trying to go back to the point. Grabbed by Montgomery. Comes across. Penalty coming to the Coyotes again. And the Sharks will get their second power play of the evening. Body contact is the call there. It's another 2-minute power play for the Sharks as they scored on their first one thanks to the girl with the puck now, Olivia Montgomery. She passes it across to Boost. Boost's pass to Homick was intercepted. And it comes out of the zone. Puck goes down the ice. Grabbed by Homick. Holmick across for Boost. Abby Boost up the wing. In the zone, sends it across. That was knocked down. Her target was Pinfold there. Pinfold able to get it back, floats it in on net. Stop there and a whistle. Claren wins the draw. Back to the point, Montgomery. Sent across. Boost steps up. That shot deflected wide by Polarin. Gosh, Ritchie ahead and slapped out of the zone. Grabbed by Shepard. Shepard leaves it. Played forward by Montgomery to Polarin. Polarin up the wing. Into the zone. Trying to get around the defender. Tried to put it out front. That goes behind and out of the zone. Sharks will regroup. Scorgiello up ahead for Holmick. 2 minutes left here in the second. Holmick waiting. The Sharks are making changes. Holmick now given some room by Caledon. She'll take a shot, save. Rebound. Walker off the post. Sharks thought they had one there. That was off the top of the crossbar and out. Back the other way comes Caledon up the wing. Short-handed opportunity. That shot broken up by Shoebridge. And on net, Shepard will gather it. Just 34 seconds left in the power play. Off the draw, puck goes back to the point. That's kept in. Sent down behind the net. Sharks will grab it. Jackson comes out of the zone. Played across. Scorgiello up the wing. Deflected into the zone. Puck goes down behind the net. Grabbed by the Sharks. Shoebridge out to the point for Jackson. Final 10 seconds of the power play. Jackson across. Walker has space. Comes to the middle. Her pass or shot attempt is broken up there, and it's grabbed by Copeland. Back 5-on-5. Copeland takes the shot. That's broken up. Walker spins and fires. That's stopped. Rebound stopped as well. Puck still loose. Caledon trying to clear. Kept in. Jackson fan on the shot. Battle for it. Shoebridge wrestled down. Final minute of the second period. Here's Jackson. Scorgiello. She'll flip it ahead. Kept in the zone by the Sharks. Scorgiello plays it down to the corner. High in the net. Coyotes are there. 45 seconds to go. Flipped ahead. Caledon looking for one going into the break. Grabbed by Scorgiello. Played forward. Coots. Off the boards into the zone. Charlotte Coots dumps it in. Dahlia Coots chases and grabs the puck. Coots back to the point for Stewart. Stewart to North. Down low. Charlotte Coots alone out front. Backhander scores! A nice goal there by Charlotte Coots adds to the lead. It's 2-0 for the Sharks. Really nice play alone out front by Coots as she was able to backhand it around the netminder and add to the lead. Sharks on the attack looking for more. Norris was able to knock that one out front. And Dahlia Coots forces the turnover. Here's a shot that goes over top. 4 seconds to go. Puck sent down the ice, and that will do it. So a pair of goals for the Sharks. Libby Montgomery in the first period on the power play, then even strength from Charlotte Coots in the second period. Have them up 2-0 after 2. We're going to take a quick break for the Flood. Join us back for the third period in a matter of moments. Welcome back for the third period here from the Innisfil Rec Complex. It's the Barrie Sharks currently leading 2-0 over Caledon Coyotes. I mentioned earlier, the winner of this game would move ahead of the other in the standings as they're currently tied. We're back underway here. Shot from the point, that's stopped by Shepard. Back the other way, the net's currently off on the Caledon side of things. No one's realized. Sharks have possession. Back the other way, here come the Sharks. Caledon goaltender trying to fix the net. It's way off its thing, and finally we'll get a whistle. I don't know if it ever got put on properly. So now we're good to go. Puck goes out the other way. Caledon player gets around Boost. That's a player out front, but that's broken up by Homick. Back the other way now, quickly come the Sharks. Here's Boost through the middle. Drops for Pinful just over her stick, but kept in the zone by Homick. By Kosh Ritchie, but kept in the zone by the Sharks. Puck goes down behind the net. Polarin. Point, that's broken up. Back the other way. It's fanned on, tipped ahead by Brown. And deep in the Shark end. Jackson played ahead to Pinfold. That's broken up. Boost to Homick. It's tipped out of the zone. Sent ahead, Scorgiello. Played ahead to Walker. Walker gets it forward. Coyotes knock it down behind their own net. Caledon trying to get out of the zone, kept in for now. Tipped by Copeland out of the zone. Maybe a 2-on-1 for Caledon. Up the wing. Pass across. Goes on net. Stopped by Shepard. She didn't have it. Puck comes loose to the Sharks on the rebound. Kept in though by Caledon. Now the Sharks look to take it back. Scorgiello. Behind the net. Caledon trying to put it out front. That's broken up. Right ahead. Schubert's tried to knock it out the other way. That's turned over. Grabbed by Scorgiello. Scorgiello across to Jackson. Sent down the ice, and icing is called. 12:39 to go in the third period as the Sharks look to close this one down. Draw one by the Sharks. Puck goes around for Boost. Slipped out, tipped ahead by North. Knocked down. Sent ahead by the Coyotes. Puck goes down the ice. That will be icing with 12:25 to go. Just note the clock in the arena now currently reads 6:29, which I believe means we have 21 minutes till the curfew time. Off the draw, Caledon with possession. That's backhanded ahead. Here go the Coyotes. Into the zone, trying to put that one out front. That's broken up. Sent around, out back the other way. Come the Sharks. Norris across and into the zone. Charlotte Coots had the second goal this one. She passes off. Bailey Coots, a shot that goes wide. Comes out of the zone, got past Jackson. It's grabbed by Montgomery. Charlotte Coots broken up, sent into the zone. It's grabbed by the Sharks. Fired out the other way into the zone. Here's Pinfold. Chipped ahead, grabbed by Caledon. Puck comes to the point and played down to the corner. Here's Homick. She gets sent into the boards. Puck comes loose out front. Polarin Passing it across. Here's a shot. Stopped by the Caledon netminder. Nice opportunity for Danny Jackson as Caledon players have some words for Ali Holnick. Draw one by Polarin. Here's a shot. That's blocked. Dennis gets there, plays it around the boards. Caledon trying to catch up to it. Sharks keep it in the zone. That's Polarin there. Trying to knock the puck free, but it's Brown grabbing it, sending it ahead. Not what you want to do, so it was intercepted, and that's just offside. The draw. Sharks with it. That's flipped ahead. Copeland played across to Walker and sent into the zone. Shot stop. Puck is loose for Schubert. She gives off to Walker. Trying to put it out front for Copeland. That's broken up. Back the other way come the Coyotes. Caledon into the zone. Conley knocked off her stick thanks to Stewart. Stewart around Montgomery. Playing it ahead. That's broken up by Connor. Caledon keeps it in the zone, plays it down to the corner. Now behind the net, Sharks have it. Montgomery. They take escape, that's knocked down and intercepted by Conley. Caledon looking to get on the board here. And the Coyotes up the wing, but I think they took a penalty. Head contact going to be the call. And be a Shark power play. Charlotte Coots able to win the draw. Shark power play 1 for 2 here on the night. They've yet to have to go on the penalty kill. It's been a very clean game from the Sharks. Boost trying to play it down to the corner, broken up. Second clearing attempt by the Coyotes, gets out of the zone. Dahlia Coots drops it back. Jackson cross to Boost. Boost back to Jackson. Spins back, regroups. Off the boards to Norris, sent into the zone. Osiak is there, but intercepted on her clearing attempt. Boost plays the cross. Jackson back to Boost, gets around one. Trying to drive the net, knocked off her stick, and back the other way they come. It's back up the wing. Minute 15 left in the power play. Here's a shot stopped by Shepard. Rebound goes to Dahlia Coots. Waits, gives off. Flip down behind the net for Jackson. Danny Jackson calms things down, now plays it forward. Got past Boost. Norris is there. And here she comes into the zone, Ellie Norris. Up the wing. Gets it past Hurley, goes around the boards for Dahlia Coots. Coots to the middle, that's kicked on net by Charlotte Coots and stopped by the netminder. Coots to the point, Scorgiello takes the shot, knocked down. Penalty coming though to Caledon again. It's going to be body contact as Norris was sent to the ground and be a 5-on-3. So 5-on-3 for the Sharks. Puck up to the point and Stewart takes a tumble. And then Vaca tripped up. And tripping is the call on Stewart. And it'll be a 4-on-3. Off the draw, Sharks with possession. Tons of room to work with here. Montgomery fights off some pressure, gives it to Scorgiello. Back the other way, here comes Polarin into the zone, takes the shot, stopped there. Rebound, Polarin. Point, cross for Montgomery. Has some room, steps up, waits, comes back. It's now 4-on-4. Scorgiello up the wing, pass across, that's broken up. Polarin is there. Homick comes to the middle, takes the shot, that goes over top. Scorgiello now. And a backhand down the corner, that's broken up. Now Vaca going to go back the other way. It's now 4-on-4 for a minute 5, then for 7 seconds, Caledon will have a power play. Montgomery off the boards to Homick, sent in down the ice. Kosh Ritchie. Played ahead. Caledon plays it across. Flip down the ice. Jackson trying to go to Boost, gets past her. Brooks tried to leave it there, that's broken up. Back the other way come the Sharks. Copeland coming into the zone 1-on-3. Her forward partner was making a change. Copeland to an open Boost. Steps up, takes the shot, blockered away. Rebound comes around, that's tipped out of the zone, and now back the other way. Maybe an opportunity for Caledon. 1-on-4 again, here's a shot, stopped by Shepard. Comes out, Giuliani off the boards. Deflected around, Boost ahead to Pinfold. Back to Boost. That's sent into the zone. Grabbed by Caledon, Giuliani is there. So now Caledon power play for 8 seconds, and now we're back 5-on-5. Brooks plays it ahead. Here comes Caledon in, 1-on-1 against Scorgiello. Here's a shot that's broken up. Coyotes get the rebound. Down behind the net. Played up the wing, Walker. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Kept in by the Coyotes, down low, 6 minutes to go. Here's a shot, stopped by Shepard. Rebound goes behind the net. Sharks get it, kept in the zone, puck goes down the ice. Scorgiello grabs it, sends it ahead, puck goes down the ice, and icing is called. 5:58 to go in the third period. The draw. Foul forward in the corner. Puck comes around. Sharks will play it ahead. Walker. Pass across, broken up. Sent down the ice. Shepard leaves it. Pass goes across for Walker. Jackson behind the net for Boost. Grabs it. Boost will play it ahead. Puck goes down the ice. If Caledon had touched it, there was a chance that'd be too many players. Icing was waved off. The goaltender comes out to play the puck. Foul forward against the boards. Knocked loose. Nearly turned over. Sharks were able to cause a deflection there. That's broken up. Brown will send it into the zone. Puck goes down behind the net. Shepard leaves it for Stewart. Charlotte Stewart spins back. Leaves it there for Montgomery. Montgomery has some speed. Plays it ahead. Here goes Dalia Coots. Coots up the wing. Has Norris with her. Takes the shot. Blockered away and up into the netting. Entered the final 5 minutes of this one. Off the draw, Caledon with it, puck comes around the boards. Sent ahead, kept in the zone by Montgomery, but then knocked out by Vaca. Back the other way, here comes Vaca. Puck goes around. Grabbed by Brooks, that's broken up. Tipped around, Dalia Coots with it, she'll flip it out of the zone. Caledon sends her right back in. They need a pair here in the final 4 minutes. Goes down low, backhander on that, stopped by Shepard and a whistle. draw. Puck goes to the corner. Homick tips it out and out back the other way. Here goes Homick into the zone. Maybe a 2-on-1 with Pinfold. Homick waits, takes the shot. All right, Caledon goalie got a piece of that one. Now a slapper from Jackson deflects and right into the glove of the Coyotes netminder. Claren wins the draw. And the point past the middle. Goes back to Scorgiello. Played off the boards down to the corner for Pinfold. Pinfold trying to put it out front. That's broken up. Caledon trying to go back the other way. Puck goes down the length of the ice. And icing waved off. Jackson trying to play it ahead. That's broken up. Now she has it again. Going around for Scorgiello. Conley off the boards. Puck comes to the middle. Homick sends it out of the zone. And Caledon has it. Here's Connor. Sending it ahead. Puck goes down the ice. Grabbed by Jackson. 3:06 to go. Comes around. Sent ahead. Here's Walker. Shea Walker up the wing into the zone. 1-on-4 while the Sharks make changes. Here's Walker. Has Copeland out front. Couldn't get it to her. Just under her stick. Boost to Copeland. Put to the middle for Shoebridge. That's broken up. And back the other way comes Connor. Just getting it ahead out of the zone. Boost plays it across. Montgomery ahead. That's broken up. Grabbed by Barker. Maybe an opportunity here for the Coyotes. Here's a shot. Save Shepard. Rebound. Score! The Coyotes are on the board. Shepard just didn't have enough time to get her stick across there. That'll break the shutout, and it's 2-1 here with 2.5 to go. Two and a half to go. Here goes the Coyotes right back into the zone, looking for the game-tying goal. Brooks puts it out front, sent wide. Coyotes coming close there. Sharks got to be careful now. It's no longer a 2-goal lead. It's a 1-goal lead. Montgomery played ahead, out back the other way. Here comes Polarin, backhanded into the zone. That's stopped. A collision there. No call on the play. Back the other way. Here go Coyotes. Hurley sends it out. Played ahead, broken up. Charlotte Stewart with it, less than 2 minutes to go. Off the boards, gets past Pinfold. Coyotes looking for the game-tying goal, that's broken up. Back the other way, here come the Sharks. Claren will just backhand it in. See how long the Caledon goalie remains in. Back the other way, sent into the zone. Puck goes down behind the net. Charlotte Coots has some space. She'll come out the other way. Plays the cross for Dahlia Coots. That's sent wide. Big bounce off the end boards. And grabbed by Hosiak. 1:20 to go. Caledon trying to find space. Find her slowly creeping out, but Coyotes lose the puck at the blue line. Puck comes out of the zone. Hosiak quickly regroups. Plays it ahead. That's backhanded in. Knocked down by Stewart at the blue line and offside. 1:01 to go. Off the draw, one by the Sharks. Final minute of the third. Coyotes netminder still in her crease. Caledon unable to find the time to get her out. Here comes Vaca. Will they pull her now? That's backhanded in. Caledon's offside again, and the Sharks can kill some clock here. 40 seconds to go. Boost plays it ahead. Schubert unable to get it out. Coyotes netminder to the bench. 6-on-5. Puck put out in front. That's blocked. Rebound sitting there, and the Sharks are able to get it. Back the other way. 30 seconds to go. Empty net as the Sharks look to put this one away. Vaca played across to Dennis. Through the middle, that goes down the length of the ice right on the stick of Boost. Sharks going to be careful, but of course you don't want to ice it. That's backhanded ahead. Here's Copeland with an opportunity, takes the shot, deflected wide. Coyotes have to hurry, 13 seconds to go. Walker able to play it back down deep. At the point, Copeland's shot blocked. Vaca looking to go back the other way, backhanded forward into the zone. It's a buzzer beater chance, and that's stopped by Shepard. And the Barrie Sharks pick up the victory here by a score of 2-1. The Coyotes made it tight late, but in the end, the Sharks come away with win number 3 on the season. It was Livy Montgomery with the first goal on the power play, followed up by a late second period goal by Charlotte Coots that finished the job for the Sharks. So after this game, they'll play Tuesday against North York Storm at East Bayfield, and we'll have that game live for you, as well as the November 29th game against the Markham Stars. As two teams do their handshake, that's going to do it here today from the Innisfil Rec Complex. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen.